Hello guys, welcome to my channel Hima Education Made Easy. In our previous video we have seen that how to use for and while loop, and as well as how to break a statement and how to continue it, and then we have used a pass statement in order to nullify the effects. Now in this video we are going to look after a simple calculator, right? As we have seen in our last class, I said that I'll be going with a simple calculator programming. Okay, so here in order to do that we need to define functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. A simple calculator will be having these four functions. So here I'm going to define a function called addition. I'm going to give it as add as a x comma y, and then in this I want to have it has to return a value of x plus y. Okay, then again I'm going to define another function called as define multiplication. Multiply, I'm saying simply it as x comma y. Okay, and then I'll be returning the value whenever I call the function. I need to get a return value of x into y. This is what I need to get in return whenever I call this function. Similarly, I'm going to define another function called divide. Divide as same with the variables of x comma y. Whatever the variables input variables you are going to give, those are things I'm going to take it as x and y, so that here it has to return a value of x divided by y. This is what I need to get. So here I forgot one thing, that is subtraction. So here I'm going to define subtraction of x comma y. This is what function here I defined again, and then I'm going to say it as give a return of x minus y. It need to give me the return value. Okay, these are the things, these are the functions I have given. So here I'm going to give print of select an operation. So whichever operation you want to have, that thing you need to select. So in order to select operations we need to give options, right? So for that purpose I'm going to take one to add. Next enter option 2 to subtract. Then I'm going with third option, that is called multiply. Then I'm going to define again print of a fourth option, that is called division, divide. Okay, then here we need to go with while loops, while and if statements. We need to use it here. While true, okay, if it is true, then sorry, here you guys need to remember that true will start with capital letter. If not, it won't take, it will show as an error. Then here I want to have choice I need to have, and choice will be taken as input of. So whatever the input you want to give, you need to give input of. Okay, so that you can take the input from the user. So here we'll be getting something called enter choice of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, these options I am giving you, right? Like this we can take it as, and then we'll be moving towards if condition. So here I am going to apply an if condition. If choice, sorry, ch, if choice in of space, if choice in of 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay, if choice is there in these 4, then we'll be going towards number input. If you are going to choose any one of these 4 choices, then we'll be going with next conditions. So here we are going to define number 1. Okay, so here we need to take a number 1 input as float of input of enter first number. Okay, this is how we are going to do it. Then next we need to have y, right? For that I am going to take it as number 2, and I am going to take it as float of input of enter second value. Okay, so here we have taken 2 values. Then we need to define, so according to options we need to go with next statements, right? So here if choice is 1, if choice is equal to 1, then it has to print a statement. Okay, it has to print num1 comma plus comma num2 comma is equal to add of num1 comma num2. Okay, so here we are calling the function over here. Okay, so add function we are calling it over here, and similarly, so here we are going to use a number of elif statements. Okay, so if it is 1, then we are going with that. Then if not, elif. So we are not going to take else directly, right? Okay, so here we are going to use 3 elifs, so that, see, if choice is equal to 2, sorry, here I forgot to give quotations. Okay, if choice is 2, then I'll be printing the same statement. So here I'm going to copy paste the things, and here I'm going to, sorry, I have forgotten columns, and here I'm going to paste the same statement. So here instead of plus I'm going to use minus. So instead of calling add function, I'm going to call subtraction function. Okay, similarly I'm going to use one more elif, else if choice is equal to 3, then print num1 into num2, and instead of calling add we need to use multiply function. Okay, similarly here also again I am going to use elif only, else if choice is equal to 4, then I'm going to use the print statement. So here instead of this one I'm going with divided by, and then instead of add I'm going to go with divide. So these are the functions I have used over here. Okay, so next we'll be going with next we need to give if this loop we are going to continue, or if we are if you don't want to continue, if you want to close with one calculation, so then we'll be going with next calculation. Next calculation as input of string. Want to do next next calculation. So here either you want to give s or no. Okay, so here simply I'm going with y by n. Okay, if you want to go with s then you need to go with, then if not, no. Okay, you need to enter this thing. Okay, so here I'm going to give another if conditions. If next calculation is equal to n, then break it. Okay, then break the operation. Then if not, else print invalid input. This is what the basic programming for a simple calculator. So here we have defined a function called addition, which will return as a value of addition of x plus y. Similarly, we have defined subtraction, which will give us x minus y value. Same as subtraction, multiply and division, which will give us x into y as well as x divided by y. So here in order to start this calculator, we are going to we need to select whether which operation we need to go with. For that purpose, simply we are going to print these options, these statements, like print selection of select an operation, add, subtract, multiply and divided by. So you can have this thing in a single statement also. Print a selection of operation, continuation you can give it as 1 add, 2 subtract, 3 multiply and 4 divided by, instead of having multiple lines. And then we can go with choice, whether you need to have a choice 1 2 3 or 4. So while true, so if there is some input is there, then we'll be going with while true, where we are going to select a choice where input values are 1. If choice is among these 1 2 3 4, then we need to have an input of our number 1 and as well as number 2. This is what this thing represents us. And then if choice is 1, so here if you have entered a string value of 1, then we are going to print number 1 plus number 2 is equal to add of number 1 and number 2. So here we are calling the function. So by upon calling this function, you will be getting an returned value of x into y. So here number 1 and number 2 are nothing but number 1 is x, number 2 is y. So here number 1 will be taken as user input. Similarly, number 2 will also be taken as user input. For that purpose only we have taken input of whatever the input value you give, it will take in terms of string. So in order to convert these things into another float value or integer value, so if you want to have integer value, so here you need to give int. So as multiplication will give us any value, multiplication can give any value, so here we are going with float. And as well as division will also give us different float value, so here we are choosing float as a float type. And then similarly we have defined these things. Okay, so here we have used only else if conditions, and then we have using this if condition. So next if you want to continue with the next calculation after completing first calculation, so here we need to use this thing. Next calculation is equal to input of whatever you want to have. So if you enter no, it will break over here. If you enter s, it will loop again. So instead of giving y or no, y or n, if you give anything, it will print invalid input. So here now we'll check whether this programming will work or not. So for that I will be going to run. So here it's asking us to choose and enter your choice 1 2 3 or 4. So here first I'll check with addition. So enter first number. So here I'm entering first number as 10, second number as 20. So I got 30 as an output. So what do you want do next want to do next calculation, yes or no? So here I'm entering yes. So again when the loop is getting continued. Okay, so here if I enter second option, the same values 10 and 20. So here I got addition, so here I got a subtraction, so here I got a value of 10. So here I am going to enter again yes 5, and then I'm going to try for third one, same numbers I'll be using. So here I'll get 200 as an value. So finally fourth option, same things. So here we haven't entered anything. So here let us go with choice 4. Okay, so first number is 10, second number is 20. So here we got 0.5. So here we have taken float value, because here we are upon dividing any number with anything, we might get something in some float value. So we have taken this one. So here if we go with n, the loop will breaks over there itself. So here once again we'll run it. So here if you enter any value other than 4 or 5, you will, for 1 2 3 4, you will get you will be turned to an invalid input. And if you enter 1, you got these things, right? So here now instead of entering y or n, I'll be entering some string. So here also it's showing enter your choice. So here the error is nothing but, so here we have defined only n. Okay, so whatever the input apart from a n, anything, it will take us to continue the loop. So here we need to use else statement also, else if statement, so that we'll be using y also. Upon entering y only you need to return, if not you need to break it there, that also we need to give there. So this is what the simple calculator is. So with this you might have understood how to write the values and how to get the values from user input. Okay, with this I will be winding up the video. Thank you.